In surprising news to nobody, the teachers of Reddit absolutely hate Andrew Tate, and rather than doing their job, they want to ban him. Of course, the teachers of America cannot engage with problematic ideas and shoot them down or debunk them in any meaningful way. They just have to say Andrew Tate is a misogynist, racist, whatever sort of buzzword they throw at this guy that is ultimately meaningless, because these words just don't mean anything anymore. Everyone is racist, problematic, some sort of phobic. Everyone is all of them. You cannot win. So, of course, rather than engaging in conversation with the students and maybe bettering them, doing their fucking job, no, they just want to ban him. What could possibly go wrong? You make a martyr out of this guy. What could possibly go wrong? So, teachers that don't like Andrew Tate, that want to shut him down, I'm going to do your job for you right now. Rather than calling Andrew Tate XYZ buzzword, here's what you do. You expose the fact that he is playing a persona. He is quite clearly playing a persona because he contradicts himself constantly. In funny ways. He has a whole thing talking about how meal prep is gay. He doesn't do meal prep. He doesn't do any of that stuff. He doesn't lift weights, but he quite clearly does, because he has other videos talking about meal prep, talking about how he, kidney beans are a cost-effective way to get protein, and this is what he made when he was boxing, and how he doesn't do all this stuff. He even says he doesn't lift weights, but then he has a video he puts out where he quite clearly lifts weights. He has a pretty respectable bench, using good form, like he quite clearly does.
I'm certainly not going to some gym and giving up my life. I'm certainly not one of them gym bros who only trains and does nothing else. I'm certainly not, you know what I'm not doing? Cutting up broccoli and putting it in little boxes. If I make enough little boxes, maybe I'll get some biceps.
There are literally gay porn movies less gay than meal prep YouTube videos.
Gay.
Super gay.
Gay. I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm a fat man.
Kidney beans have more protein per 100 grams than minced beef. Did you know that? I found it out when I was broke, walking the aisles at a grocery store, trying to find the cheapest protein money can buy. We'd cook it twice a week, cook on a Sunday and on a Wednesday, and we'd make these big pots of rice, green peas, kidney beans, and a bit of minced beef. That was it.
Gay porn movies less gay than meal prep YouTube videos.
Gay.
Super gay.
Gay. I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm a fat man.
So all you need to do is just expose the fact that he is a persona and that you should not take him literally at his word. Now, here's the thing, and here is the brutal red-pilled, black-pilled reality of a guy like Andrew Tate, is that he's not all bad. A lot of his advice is actually the thing that people need to hear, or at least the thing that certain people need to hear. The whole, you are your own hero, you need to save yourself, nobody's coming for you. That advice is needed for a lot of people. And they want, a lot of people are like, oh, Andrew Tate, he's a terrible role model. He's a terrible role model. Who should the kids look up to? Genuinely, who should they look up to? Because every role model I had was clearly flawed in some way. Now, I'm not saying Andrew Tate is necessarily the perfect role model, but I think it would be much more productive to really tell the kids to take the good things and ignore the bad things. I had a lot of role models growing up that were great in certain aspects. One guy in particular, family man, great guy, but clearly had a problem drinking. Now, the kids are smarter than people are giving them credit for. The kids can look at this and go, all right, this, he's got something here, and clearly this is a joke. Why we don't trust our children even a little bit to think critically is silly. And we have adults that honestly are just making the children dumber. And the children look at their teachers. If you want to influence the youth, if you want to influence anybody, you need to actually be winning. You need to actually be worth looking up to. And quite frankly, a lot of these kids are looking at their loser fucking teachers that are on antidepressants, unhappy, and just, I don't know, why would you want to be that? You would want to be the opposite of that. It is like the South Park episode where the kids all start smoking because they don't want to end up like the Dare people. That's what's happening in schools. Another thing that's really being overlooked right now is that Andrew Tate is a fun counterculture figure. And when you're a teenager, naturally, you're going to be attracted to these type of things. I was a teenager, and man, did I really like screwing with my teachers, pranks, whatever. We did all sorts of crazy stuff. Quick story, we had a teacher that was very like Christian conservative, anti-gay, and two of my friends who are married to women now, one of them has children, pretended to be gay around this guy. No matter, like, if he was in the hallway, they'd hold hands, they'd kiss each other on the cheeks. They go real far with this shit just to fuck with this old guy. Like, that's what, they would go that far just to get a rise out of him because they knew it just like made him so uncomfortable. So if you don't think the children now are pretending to worship Andrew Tate just to make their blue-haired teachers angry, of course they are. God only knows. It must be so fun to be a little mischievous high schooler in this woke era where it doesn't take anything to get a reaction out of people now. So pretending to be a fan of Andrew Tate is fun. I am nearly 30 years old and I think it's fun. I have a verified YouTube channel with a check mark. So, oh man, I have a whole new, it is so fun to see a Andrew Tate debunked video. It's like a 2-hour PowerPoint presentation, very well put together, you know, checklist of all the things Andrew Tate is bad for. And then I just leave a comment that says, but he's top G though. And 2,000 people upvote it. It's the #1 comment and everybody just, that is fun. I'm sorry, it's fun. It's fun to be a fan, or to just pretend. I'm not really a fan of the guy. It's fun to pretend to be a fan of this guy that just gets a reaction out of people. This is the equivalent, the people that really get upset with Andrew Tate, I feel like are the people that cry during WWE matches. They don't get that it's fake. These are the same kind of people that argue with flat earthers. They don't understand that the people that are arguing for flat earth know the earth isn't flat. It's just fun to make you mad. Like, they don't get it. They just don't get it. In conclusion, how do we deal with a figure like Andrew Tate? Well, turns out you're actually gonna have to sit down and talk to your children. Wow, who would have thought? You actually have to do a little bit of legwork as a parent or a teacher. Crazy. But that is gonna be far more productive. It's gonna be far more productive to actually have a conversation talking about how this guy is a character and he says crazy, wacky things to get attention in this attention clickbait economy. And that, yeah, guess what? Some of the things he says might be good. A broken clock is right twice a day. Karl Marx, he was right on guns. You know, even the worst possible people are occasionally right about something. And I think that if you have that conversation, that's going to be far more productive than just trying to say this is the worst person ever who is wrong about every single possible thing, because the reality is that he's not. And the teenagers and kids that look up to him, or the kids that take some of his advice and have success, are just going to think you're a fucking loser for saying that, because you kind of, maybe you are. Like, maybe you are. They look at a guy like Andrew Tate and, you know, he's winning more than you are. So I think having a productive conversation is far, far more effective than trying to ban him. So that's my take. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.